Hello, Los Santos. This is Tim Hunter bringing you an interview with our mayoral candidate, Beauregard Beaumont Botrude Bowen Botarin Bartholomew Bonafascio III. They held a meet and greet at City Hall today to answer community questions. With voting day quickly approaching, I want to bring you the information you need to know to make an informed decision this election. I now send you to City Hall for that interview. Question one, I guess. What are your topics for your running platform and why are they important? I know you've already gone over these, but just as another refresher on these, if you'd like to put out,
hmm
the important points.
Yeah, the big three that I'm trying to do are obviously police connections with the civilians and the Department of Justice. I feel this is important is because they're the police. They are people that are a heavy influence in our lives, and they can 100% either make us all feel safer or they can limit our freedoms, even take them away. So I definitely think that the mayor really needs to have an open line of communication with PA. I want people to feel comfortable around them, and I want them to feel as if they are supported in their positions. The second one is economic stability. I want to make sure that businesses are getting the support they receive to be open longer. I want to make sure that people don't feel that their dollar is just wasted. I know taxes is a big thing that's brought up a lot to me recently. We're going to see what we can do about that. Maybe lower them, or if we can't lower them, we're going to try and put that tax money to something good, maybe like in car giveaways, or maybe help a new business get up on their feet or whatever, all that good stuff. And then the third one, probably actually the most important one in my opinion, is we're going to add some class into the city. You got to have class in that ass to get that brass, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to make sure that we all hold each other accountable, we all enjoy each other, we all love each other, because it's not classy to be crusty. Don't be a crusty bitch, I tell you. I don't like it.
All right, that leads into my next question, which is similar vein, but for more concrete things. Like these are ideals that, you've talked about your ideals that you'd like to go for, long term mentalities that you would like to have implemented. But what would be two goals that you want to accomplish this coming term if you were elected? Concrete goals. What would be something there? Your top two.
I would say my top two would be, again, get that PD and that civilian and the Department of Justice relations under control. And definitely make sure PD is more accessible and more confident in their law enforcement capabilities, and to make sure that they're not villainized, and to make sure that they have the resources that they can do their job appropriately each day. The second one probably would be, the financial security of individuals. One of which would be like I'm working on the ex-husband act. I mentioned that earlier. If you're in a relationship and it's not going well and you need to separate for whatever reason, I want to make sure you feel supported by the government to get your own life, become safe, and, get a couple, maybe a car, maybe a new apartment or a new house, and start living your own life. In that same vein, I want to make sure that the city economically is more stable. I want to leave this term knowing that we did everything we could to help prolong the health and safety of the city and make sure that people felt that their voices were heard and that this was not a wasted time.
All right. My next question. Do you have any concerns about corruption within the public servant positions? If so, how would you intend to address these?
I will not stand for corruption no matter what. I'm not afraid I will be corrupted. I'm not afraid my deputy mayor will be corrupted. If there is corruption, we handle it. Listen, I'm very good at vasectomies. We'll snip that shit in the balls real fucking quick, I tell you.
Okay. My next question. Local businesses have
Mm-hmm.
seen, and by local, I mean like our startup businesses
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
by the
Mm-hmm.
community.
Mm-hmm.
They have historically seen, or come to issues with gang related violence.
Okay.
Historically, there hasn't really seemed to be a lot of support or protection for those. It's been talked about a number of times with previous government bodies, but there hasn't really seemed to be a resolution or plan set in place for when this happens. What would be your plan to protect local businesses, if any?
Something that I wanted to speak with police, because at the end of the day, they are the most qualified to deal with such securities, is I want them to focus on a lot of community outreach. And that involves going to businesses and making sure that they're safe and protected. I want to offer bonuses and or incentives for police to go and spend some time at businesses just to hang out and chat. All it takes is a conversation. A gang member or a serial killer or whoever it may be probably won't want to go to a business that has a lot of cops out there just chatting. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm a big forceful person or whatever. Just say hi to people, and it will make them feel safer, and it'll get people to know the police better on a more personal level. I've had the pleasure of going to so many businesses this week and just talking to people and getting to know them. They're lovely people. I don't want them to suffer or be hurt. So, definitely along the veins of, giving some rewards and, trying to offer PD some options to do that. Just today we saw so many police busy with so many things. I understand it's difficult at times, but maybe more during the quiet hours of the day, we could try and get them over there.
Okay, and one last question. What is one aspect about the current or previous governments and legislations that you are happy with and want to see continue?
But I'm be honest with you, we really haven't had much of legislation recently. Something I just saw today was that we're increasing the pay raises of several businesses, and I want to uphold that. I want to make sure that that's upheld and enforced and given to the proper people. I definitely have seen an absence of the mayor and the deputy mayor for that matter. And I understand things happen. I understand people go through things, but this is the commitment. You apply for this position, you don't take it lightly. And I feel like there's not much that there's to go off for some recent times. I want to set a precedence and an example that people can trust in the man and should be able to go to me. I love it when people come to me, Tim, I tell you. But I want people to be able to come to me and say, hey, I really have this problem. Can you help? And the answer is always going to be yes, or I can try. Because there are some things that are out of my power, but not that much. So, I definitely want to set that example and show, hey, let's do this together.
All right, and I guess for my final question, a bit on a lighter note, would you like to tell us a bit about your choice of outfit today?
Oh, well, see, this is from the CDC, Cirque du Chic. This is the Domani line that I'm calling it, which is tomorrow, because we're always aiming for a brighter tomorrow. And so I decided for a nice bright, showing of colors and appreciation. That's why the gold's in here, and red is my favorite color. So I wanted to go with a nice velvet kind of jacket that matches the heels. And I have the black interior of the jacket showing slightly at the chesticles that match the pants. I want to show people that I care about what I put on my back. And if I care enough to dress myself in this every day, I assure you I'm going to care enough how you dress every day as the city. We're going to be fucking fabulous, I tell you.
I love it. Well, thank you for having this interview with us today, and we will see what happens in a couple of days when voting starts.
Oh, thank you. I wish nothing but the best of luck to my fellow candidates. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, back to you at the studio. Once again, to our mayoral candidate, thank you for that informative interview. And to you, our audience, remember, voting starts Sunday, April 21st. This is Tim Hunter signing off, and remember, Weazel is always watching. Break it down!